Hey guys, so this is the final letter that my dad wrote, and this one has a picture on the back of it. Yeah, it's actually got two pictures. Crazy. I'll show you guys these at the end of this one. Okay. Hello, my puddle. She who must be obeyed hath ordained that I have to write letters this afternoon. I had the look, and immediately understood that I may indeed rant and rave about human liberty and freedom of choice and wasting my time in my own way if it made me feel better, but if I wish to avoid a month or two of guilt trips, I had better accept my natural condition of total subservience and get on with it. Being a dad is much, much easier than I had thought. Up until a few days ago, before I became an old git, I would have hated it. The obligation and the domesticity of all of it would have driven me to distraction. As it is, I quite enjoy it all. The nappy changing, the wonderful trivia of little changes and achievements, all that. I really quite enjoy doing bugger all. One eye on the BBC Overseas TV, a truly wondrous innovation indeed, and the other on the Herbert as he dribbles all over the carpet, gurgles and splits his face into a beam of welcoming affection. I really like the little fellow. He's doing absolutely fine, is immense for his age, and full of charm. How the fuck is a baby full of charm? What does that even mean? We have a new administration at school. Distinctly Thatcherite. Absolutely no fun at all. I see what you mean about people Leggett, Mick. The kids call her Jurassic. Odd that she's the only teacher I've known be given a nickname in OCS. So apt. Her problem is that she's totally and utterly boring. God knows how she ever survived in a classroom. Absolutely no presence whatsoever. She holds us in a dreadful thrall, a dull oblivion. Obviously very aware of herself as head teacher, she keeps us waiting for after-school meetings, 25 minutes a pop. Has to date held meetings after school on Friday twice, once to thank us for working hard. She is obviously totally insane and to be avoided. The other one has, to date, shown himself to be not much better. It's all very disappointing. Future plans? Well, the signs are that we are, probably along with everybody else, approaching their 5th year, will not be offered contracts next year. The contracts state that after 5 years, you are entitled to a juicy gratuity, some $14,000 for Diane and me together. The financial director is strongly encouraging that everyone be sacked before they reach that point. Since the new administration are beginning to realize that the old hands with memories of Dermot and Dennis regard them as a bunch of amateurs, they naturally will tend towards that same conclusion. So it seems we shall be gracing the ECIS conference this year. Now, that's great by me. I'm islanded out, frankly. But for Dee, it's professionally a bad time to leave since she's just established her switch from Spanish to computers and, although brilliant at it, as any kid or teacher will tell you, hasn't yet managed to convince herself of that fact and feels she needs more time. Richard Ralphs has persuaded an application to his school in Bangkok out of me. He's even dangling coordinating their up-and-coming IB program, but I'm not too sure about it at all. Thailand is a wonderful place for a holiday, but living in Bangkok is like the Dartford Tunnel with tits. We'll see. Whatever, I enclose ECIS reference form. I expect you to write wondrous things sufficient to persuade whatever idiot, and let's be honest, there are an awful lot of idiots at the ECIS circuit, that I'm the best thing since God discovered tampons. Appropriate bullshit goes a long way. Did you upgrade computer-wise yet, Mick? Or are you still operating on that silly BBC thing? It's probably that gave you pneumonia. Us buggers with 50 megahertz 486S. Stay healthy, you know. Back then, that was good. Oh, wow. That's like in a watch now. Anyway, I must say, I begin to become incredibly conservative, bite-wise, as it were. I hate Windows. Hate it. Use it all the bloody time, of course, but absolutely hate it. It's like wearing a Rough Rider. You know you're in there, but you don't feel the grit under your fingernails. I think Rough Riders are condoms. Maybe not? I don't know. Holiday this Xmas is Thailand again. A few days in Bangkok with Dick, Richard, and some pals from here, and then up to Chiang Mai for a while. Back here for Boxing Day and Turkey. I'm really looking forward to it. Particularly so since the alternative proposed by, she was freezing my bowls off in a Nepalese winter. It's all uphill there, you know. I don't get that part. Well, the Lord moves in mysterious whatnots. Dee came up with a notion the other day. We were talking about our differing professional aspirations, i.e. her desire to stay at OCS and mine to get the hell out of it. She said, "Why don't you have a year off?" I dismissed it without a thought. Subsequently, while imbibing a draught beer at the swim club, it suddenly struck me that it wasn't such a bad idea after all. We're not broke. All I'm doing at school currently is stuff I've done a billion times before. It would be a chance to have a hand in bringing Jack up, to work on the silly MED thing, and maybe to get some writing done. So I went to see Jurassic the other day and put it to her. She was very receptive to the idea, but they can't say who they'll be rehiring until early December. So we remain on tenterhooks. Meanwhile, write the reference, since there's always a chance that they're even more dense than I had thought and might still sack D. I'll fax you if it needs sending. Such a thought. Freedom from all that and yet still retaining the social and domestic setup here. Suddenly, I'm full of ideas and mental clarity. Heady stuff. It probably won't result in the definitive 20th century novel, but it will certainly be an opportunity to clear the accumulated cobwebs, and frankly, there's been little but cobwebs for a long time. So, time flies. This is another one of those letters that takes a week or 7 to get written. D is currently away with the 7th grade up coast. I'm in charge of the sun and air. He is currently refusing to go to sleep. I'm tempted to slip him a Valium in his formula. Load of crap on the TV. 6 channels to choose from, too. This is a very tiny city, and only a small proportion of its population can afford television. Yet they open up new TV stations like there's no tomorrow. They include 2-star television channels, rebroadcast on the normal wavelengths, i.e. BBC Asia service, and Prime Sport. So, Saturday again. Tasks. The microwave needed a new fuse. Various other domestic arrangements need attention, and I should be picking up my lovely new CD-ROM sometime today. Such excitement. We shall take in a swim at the Oberoi? Probably lunch at the swim club. Thence some well-deserved idling. More time flies. December already. Enough. Love to Jens. Let's hear your news. Trev. Like this one. So this is the last one. And it's got a photo of him. I don't know if you can see that very well. But that little like sack of white, that's me as a little baby. And he's smoking a pipe. Huh. It's funny. Tobacco killed him. Crazy, right? All right. And then there's one on the back. And this is like a comic, I guess. It's a joke. Because he referenced how he might quit his job and just like be a stay-at-home dad. And so this is about that. Boop, 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 boop. It's like 2 birds next to each other. And one of the birds is like, my wife works and I sit on the eggs. Want to make something of it? It's a joke. Cool. All right. Thanks for listening, guys. Bye.